ghostly spirits living at your home with you. Well, if you find out your feelings were right and your fears confirmed, chances are you'd like to know what to do next. Well, so would we. Thus, our next story.
Famous haunts have long been a fascination for the ghost hunter. The Queen Mary, the Tower of London, Abraham Lincoln in the White House, and in recent years, the Amityville Horror. After death, most souls move on to find their final resting place. But what causes some spirits to uproot and continue to linger on this earth?
I think that there are a lot of spirits that hover around us and hover around the earth. A lot of them are lost. They're earthbound. They can't figure out how to go ahead and go on in their existence.
Last year, a team of psychic investigators were called to a Los Angeles home, reported to be experiencing some rather strange phenomenon. The residents believed they were not alone. Was something lingering within these walls?
They can appear any way that they want to. They can appear as the last did in their physical life, or they can appear as a cloud. It's up to the spirit, individual. We tell them who is there and why they're there.
There's been a murder in this building somewhere. Someone was murdered here, a woman was murdered here.
Did you guys check out that front bathroom? I picked up a heart attack in there and I couldn't breathe.
This place, this is an interesting place.
The thought form that it was created here is of angry fights, arguments, and etc. And it will affect you. It will affect anybody who's in this room.
There is a female spirit. There's a sense of a female being here.
And you can see them standing there. Or if you're watching TV and you see the movement out of your eye.
That's
you turn and it isn't there, but it is.
While some spirits remain locked in their tragedies, there are others who linger on for protection.
I keep picking up a older man, bald-headed, and he has gray around his head. I feel he's lived here for a while, quite a while.
The investigator describes an entity that she believes is the grandfather of one of the residents.
He's with the piece of furniture, and I feel myself that he is overlooking his granddaughter at this time.
The occupants have since moved out, but is it possible the spirits followed him? Well, each investigator has their own unique method of finding out.
What I look for basically is electricity. Then I know I've got something of a spiritual type of energy force. I use clairsentience, clairaudio. Sometimes I look at an object, get a sense of what was connected with that object.
My particular specialty is sensing changes in energy density. Especially if it's a mirror that leads to an outside wall, it could be a portal from which spirits come and go.
I saw them. When I walked through the door, I saw them. As I walk in the door, turn on my natural clairvoyancy and see who's there.
The lady who was in the other condo, now she didn't come. I think she stayed with the other apartment.
But one spirit was not to be missed. Something all too familiar to the team and those who live at the residence.
Did you guys pick up on the grandfather this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Judy saw him in the little girl's room.
Well, your grandfather, he likes the desk.
If these spirit entities are all around us, could there be a way to communicate with them?
This is one of the pieces of equipment that we usually use to record spirit voices on. At this time, we'd like to ask members of our group to ask a question and to pause about 30 seconds between questions.
Each member of the group directed a question to a spirit. We heard no immediate response, but when playing the tape back, we came across something that was literally out of this world.
I want to ask the grandfather if he wants to have the desk moved out of the bedroom because he wants to see here in the living room and be around other people. If that's true, to say yes and rap twice.
Right there, hear it? Right before.
Just because we don't see anything doesn't always mean there's nothing there.
The bond between life and death raises new questions. Who are these spirits, and in which realm do they really exist?
Sold at most toy stores, the Ouija board might look like a harmless game. But some believe it can have serious implications. Those who have used it as a channel to contact spirits believe in its abilities. But many claim there is danger in allowing spirits with evil intentions to enter. While answers to your questions can be a simple yes or no, there are times when names and dates are spelled out. Maybe it's mind over matter. Maybe it's not. Among the glitter and glamour of Hollywood lies another dimension, the unexplained mysteries of death, violence, and tragedy, which live in the haunted depths of Hollywood.
From Hollywood studios to stars' homes, even the dead cannot resist being in the limelight. Internationally known artist Charles Bragg lives in a home with a uniquely star-studded legacy.
This is an old house, and it was originally built by William Randolph Hearst for Marion Davies' favorite director, Robert Vignola. And from what we understand, he would rehearse her up here. There's a little theater downstairs with a proscenium and curtains, and it's like a tiny theater. And she would come up here and rehearse with Vignola, and then twice a week, William Randolph Hearst would come up here and she would put on little shows for him. I'd like to say I don't believe in ghosts. I'd like to, but I really can't. It seems to me that for so many years and so many experiences by so many different people, that it's not beyond the realm of possibility that there is something going on in this world, and in the Hollywood Hills in particular. Well, this is my studio, and it's a very important room to me, and I'd worked here for a couple of months before I realized that this is also where Marion Davies put on her little shows for William Randolph Hearst. And I thought it'd be a good idea to just hang curtains on it, you know, just to add a little atmosphere to an artist's studio. And it seems that that's when things started to happen on this platform, after the curtains went up. Suddenly our dogs started to respond. Right around 8:15 in the evening, they would be sound asleep, just relaxed by the fireplace. And all of a sudden they would jump up, get very alert, and then both of them simultaneously make their way down this little passageway, sort of almost a secret little passageway down. And I'd find them down there just sitting in the dark, looking straight towards the stage. After watching the dogs behave the way they were, I didn't think too much of it, but naturally, the second or third time, I started thinking about it. So the next morning I would come down and check to see if everything's in the right place, things are in order, and it's the strangest thing, the curtains were down, as if they'd almost been drawn at the end of a performance. They weren't completely together, but it was almost as if the performance were over for that time. And so I put them back up and tried to paint and forget about it, but I can't.
It seems that the spirit world is no longer a world apart. I'm Patrick Macnee, and that's our show. Thanks for joining me on Ghost Stories.